They come, we will inform them they can take the recording later.
Okay, sir. So you have to put on the recording. Have you started, sir?
Yes, just now I did it. Can you please check if it is showing in your site?
Yeah, sir.
Okay,
Can
fine.
go.
Then
So good evening, everyone. We welcome you all back to the rest of the PERMA-V model. On behalf of the Red Pond Educational and Psychological Research Center and Yellow Pond Counseling Center, Madurai, we warmly welcome you all to today's session for the fourth element of the PERMA-V model, positive emotions. And today we have our dear Dr. Suresh Kumar sir with us to talk more on positive emotions. So we have learned about meaning of life, how to engage ourselves in lives, and also about how to enhance the beautiful relationships in life. So with those connections, today we can learn more about positive emotions. And as you all know, Sir is the head of the Department of Psychology, the American College Madurai, and he's also the director of Red Pond Educational and Psychological Research Center. He has got rich experience in teaching, training, and in research. So you have all been familiar with him in the webinar sessions as well. So without much further ado, sir, I hand over the session to you, and we are looking forward to listening to you on positive emotions. Thank you very much, sir.
thank you, Dr. Chandra. Very good evening, one and all, for registering that e-workshop on PERMA-V model. It is our second version of that workshop. The idea comes into our mind when there are many models are there for talking about holistic wellness. Not only PERMA-V, there are other models also there. Why don't we brought those model into our here in Indian context? That is our main aim. Then we found suitable resource person for that. Then we had an brainstorming, and then we asked them which area would you like to go for it. And based on that only we revised. And when you look at that, the PERMA-V model is on the basic version of holistic wellness. Before 2000, I can say the number of studies were conducted in the field of psychology and allied fields. And they're talking about that illness, disease, and disorder. Their main focus is about what is illness, what is disorder, what is disease, how we can overcome those components only. But when the year in 2000, there is a little change in that perspective itself. There are some of the experts, I can say that Martin Seligman, Peterson, and Miley, there are many people who come forward and then said that why we have to keep that negative component, the negative side of a person. Why don't we look at that positive side of the person? And there it starts. And after 2000 years, after 2002, we can see the number of studies which focus on human potential and the positive side of a human being, positive emotions, and how we can utilize those components for our well-being. So that is the idea emerged, and this model was proposed by Martin Seligman. Martin Seligman, who proposed this model, and later is widely used, and I can say that most of the developed countries, they are having it is a mandatory training program to all the executives. This PERMA-V model is a mandatory training program for all the executives. And when you look at it, it is only for political administrators. No, it is for all the working people also they implemented. Why they are implementing in most of the developed countries? So we have to ask now why they are using it, why they are frequently suggesting you have to follow for holistic wellness. Really, there are many models out there, why they are following this PERMA-V model. And the reason is, I will give one example here. If you take any person, any 100 person in a given time, at the moment you can just remember any 100 person in a given time. If you take that, the health-related problem, it may be a physical or mental related problem, you can find out only 3% in a given time. If you select randomly, among the 100 people, you can 3% you can find out that they are having the health-related problem. It may be severe. And mild and moderate level of problem, you can find out 17%. 17% and 3%. So only these populations are having the problem. For them they need a treatment for that, therapy. What about the 80% of people? We just leave it mild and moderate also. We just take it other thing. What about 80% of population? They are the population. They have that fluctuations in their emotion, fluctuations in their cognition, fluctuations in their behavior. And it is because there are many components of that. It is because they may not aware about what is appropriate behavior, what is appropriate emotion, what is appropriate cognition we have to follow. And they may have the biases in that, and they may follow negative or irrelevant behavior in a society. And where these positive psychologists who come forwarded and they insisted that we have to focus on that 80% of population. We have to, for example, I'm the person having the potential of 80%. Why don't we think and try to improve my potential to 80 to 90? So that is the aspect positive psychologist came. And the holistic wellness is about something. Why don't you wait for the person who get into that problem, especially for getting into the disorder or are prone to that disease? Why don't we wait for that? Once after that, we have to take a step and measures to overcome the problem. Instead of that, we can develop that person's positive component and potential and ability and coping strategy. He can able to manage the life in a better way. For example, I'm having some, there are many things in my pocket. Okay. Think about all the things are positive. If there is any space for negative, there won't be any space for the negative component. Likewise, just think about it in your mind. You are having all the negative in your mind. If there is any space for your positive, no. You will not have any space for the positivity. So what we can do that you have to remove that negativity and replace with positive component. And is it possible for all the people to replace with negative to positive? I cannot say. Some people, they are having that trial and error, they can do that. And many people, they cannot do that. Yes, is it possible to change negative to positive? Yes, there are strategies are there. If we follow that particular strategies, we can change that negative strategies into positive. Okay. And I think Dr. Chandra gave an input regarding that water filter. Okay, just I'm getting into that main topic. What is the emotion? Can you, someone please let me know what do you mean by emotion? If I am fast or if you're not able to get what I'm saying, please stop me at any time. Okay, and I can say that among the PERMA-V 6 component, you can see this one is an most important in PERMA-V model, positive emotions. And you can see that some of the activities I'm going to give, and that will make you a huge change in your thought process after this session. Yes, anyone please let me know what you mean by emotion. I'm given the definition here. Other than that, what you are understanding about the term emotion? Muthu sir?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, a feeling, when a feeling is intense,
okay,
which is not normal, then it becomes part of the emotion. It becomes an emotion. It's called an emotion.
Okay, sir. So that is then you are saying that feeling is that one more time you are using it. Okay, yes.
A stronger feeling than like usual. It is comes an emotion.
Very good, sir. A stronger feeling that we can call as an emotion. Any others? And here we are having confusion regarding that emotion and feeling. And I will tell you that emotion is an.
One suggestion, sir. Sulakshana ma'am, and it's not just for you because you were so comfortable in talking in Tamil the other day. I'm letting you all know you can talk in any language. We can always translate to the other participants. So kindly participate. That is the most important thing that we can enhance cross learning.
Okay, what is the basic difference between emotion and feeling?
Sir, feeling emotionங்கிறது ஒரு higher stateல இருக்குதுங்க சார்.
Nice. Can you give me an example?
Above normal.
Above normal, okay.
மன எழுச்சி அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம் சார். கோபம்.
Yeah, கோபம் is an Anger is comes under which category? Feeling or emotion?
ஆமாங்க சார். நான் அதனாலதான் ரொம்ப அஃபெக்ட் ஆனேங்க சார். அதனால எனக்கு அது ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச டாபிக்.
Okay. I'll tell you, ma'am. See, I'll let you know what is the basic distinction between emotion and feeling.
ஓகே சார்.
The emotion is something we can able to see that externally. For example, if you look at the person and you can say, why are you very sad? Why you are getting angry towards a particular incident, particular person, particular act. And that if we can observe and then externally and physically, if you see something that we can say emotion. And feeling is an internal, it is an subjective. Feeling is an subjective. For example, for the same situation, for the same incident, and the reaction of two persons are totally different. That is that feeling, their take from that particular emotion. And here emotion is a very complex state, very complex. And one more thing you have to aware about that. We human beings are having more knowledge about negative emotions rather than positive emotions. We are focused many negative emotions. If I ask you, can you please name some of the emotions? And can you please write any top 10 emotions which comes in your mind in the chat box, or else you can unmute and then please let me know.
Sir,
negative any emotions, no? Any emotions. Just name any 10 emotions in a sequence.
Sir, anger, worry.
Anger, worry.
Sad.
Yes, sad.
Happy also, sir.
Happiness, okay, happy.
Surprise.
Surprise, very good.
Guilt. Fear.
Okay.
Shame. Disgust. Fear. Okay. See, when you look at these the words, you can see more than 6 of them are negative emotions. When you look at the list which were discussed here, and we were in a way trained to identify the negative emotions. For example, if I express my emotions, positive emotions, negative emotions, we are very good at identifying that the distinction between all the negative emotions. But the positive emotion, joy, happiness, surprise, awfulness, we cannot able to distinguish that emotion from observing our facial expressions. It is because why we are not able to distinguish that positive emotion. It is because we were given that negative, which has a huge impact in our personal life. So that is why we are focusing on negative emotions rather than positive. And positive emotions, I would like to say that there are many of us, we are not having focus on that, we are not giving importance to that. For example, many people are thinking that what is health? Health is not free from illness, away from illness. No. It is about that empowerment of physical, emotional, social component. Many of us, that way only, what is healthy life? They are thinking that free from the negative emotions, they are thinking that it is a healthy life. No. Free from negative emotions, we have to have that positive emotions. We have to experience more positive emotions. I can name the person, Barbara Fredrickson. She is the one who has done 3 decades of research, and she come up with that 10 core positive emotions. 10 core positive emotions. So if we will look at that. Okay. And here is what do you mean by emotions? As I said in the beginning, it is a subjective feeling. It is a subjective feeling and physiological arousal and your cognitive and behavioral expression to the particular component. That we can say emotion. It is a scientific way we can define the term emotion. As the beginning itself, Mukisa told that there is a strong feeling such as love and anger or fear, we can say that is an emotion. How these emotions are comes in our mind, how we are internalize these things. We are internalizing these emotions. It is because of that the person who is near the circumstances. Okay, when you look at that, when someone is you don't like, if the person is there, your emotion, your feeling will changes. But at the same time, if the person is there in front of you and you feel, the feeling totally changes. And your circumstances, your mood means how you are internalizing, and your relationship with other person, that influence our emotions. Okay.
when we look back to the origin of the term, the emotion, actually in the year 1579. So the word they used in French word émouvoir, which means to stir up. To stir up, that is the first meaning. Emotion means to stir up, that is the first meaning. And later you can see which was used in different literature also. The term was coined in the year 1800 by Thomas Brown. Okay, where he used in English language. He is the first person who used emotion in English language in 1830. Generally, when we focus on when you look at that, most of the studies were conducted on emotions. If you take any given, if you take 10 research studies on emotion, almost 8 studies which studies about biological state which is associated with the nervous system. How nervous system, how that our brain component which is influencing or stimulating our emotions. That is the studies where most of the studies were conducted. And very rarely there are other components, social perspective and other components were studied. And here you can see emotion is not only that interest of psychology, there are many other fields, the neuroscience, affective neuroscience, endocrinology, medicines, history, and even history also they studied how the emotions transformed over a period of time in a particular culture. In sociology and computer science also they are looking at the smiley and emotions. Now there are many smileys out there, which is interest of the different field. But earlier you can say biology is the only field which focuses on study about emotions. Now there are a number of fields are trying to explore the emotion and they try to make an concept about the emotion from the different perspective. Okay, here you can see other different components of emotion: subjective experience, the cognitive process, it is an expressive behavior, psychophysiological changes, and instrumental behavior. See one by one. Here, the emotions, there are 2 types. One is about occurrences, another one is short-lived. For example, occurrences mean panic attack. Sometimes when you fear about something, if it is an excessive, then we may get a panic attack. So that kind of, we can say the occurrences. Another one is dispositional, hostility, and another version short-lived and long-lived. Anger is an only short period of time. You cannot see the person anger throughout the 24/7. No, very rarely we can find it. But grief, we can know someone is close to us, no more, and we have that the experience of grief for longer period of time. So that way we can classify the emotions into different types. Here the components. There are many models are there. They try to study about emotions. One of the model, component process model. In that model, what they found that there are 5 crucial elements are there to study about emotions. One is cognitive appraisal. Cognitive appraisal means in our thought process we have to appraise that it is on happiness, it is on fear, and bodily symptoms. When we are happy, we will smile. When we are sad, we will not smile. And action tendencies. What kind of activities we will do, how the person will express, and then subjective feelings, how they are internalizing their particular components. So these are the 5 important components of emotions. And we'll see one by one. What is cognitive appraisal? When we do something, when you eat something, you appraise that, you make a judgment. There's an event. If you are in an event which is very close to you, you feel more comfortable, and that will make a change in your emotions. Or something good objects which you like the most, if you have in your hand. So that you process it and you feel that, okay, you may expect something. For example, if you order a product in your online portal, you thought that the particular thing, when you receive it, you see that your expectations and the material what you have received is totally different, will be disappointed because your cognitive appraisal make you to make your emotions. Okay, in the first also, it may happen. Sometimes you may not expect good thing, but it may come very better and you feel more comfortable. And bodily symptoms, especially physiological sweating, smiling, and when you look at that face itself, we can able to identify that the emotional experiences of the individual. And you see that most of the movies and the love expressions by the hero and heroine, and that you can say that bodily symptoms. Okay. And acts and tendencies are, we are motivated to activate something, do something. That comes in acts and tendencies and expressions, especially the voice modulations and facial expressions. We can be able to see what kind of emotional state the person is there. Even the communication also helps to identify that the person and feeling. It is unfortunately subjective. It is person to person. One person for a particular incident or particular component, he may have the excessive feeling, but another person he may not say nothing in that. So it is vary from one person to another, and we will move on to that. Now I given that and the basic intro about that emotion. Now we are getting into that. What is positive? Positive is nothing but thinking or talking mainly about good thing that will comes in our life. Something good, good incidents, confident about the future. They feel good about something that we can say positive. So we know that emotion, we know that here positive, we see next one. What is positive emotions? Positive emotions are nothing but a kind of emotions that gives pleasure or happiness experience to the person. When we experience, when we have that positive emotions, we feel more comfort. And there is a definition given by Oxford Dictionary. What we are saying there. Positive emotions are pleasant, see here, pleasant and desirable situation responses. That time we feel more comfortable. Sometimes we feel more comfortable and we feel more pleasant experiences we may experience. You can able to distinguish that, okay, this when you eat something, you feel more comfortable, more pleasurable. When you eat something, you may not get it. So that is an positive emotions. Now we'll discuss about what are the factors of positive emotions. And I'll tell you, many of us, even including me, I too thought that the happiness is in the hands of others, other than the environment, other person. But actually, what the studies are saying about it, not only happiness, it may be any kind of emotion. It is positive emotions or negative emotions. Here you can see all your emotions are coded 50% by genetically. Genetically, if you have that happiness all the time, and it is because of your genetic 50%. And most of the time, you will say that I'm not happy because my husband is not good, my wife is not good, my children are not good, my students are not good, my neighbors are not good. But their role is only 10% here. It is only 10%. The circumstance, your income, your health, your marital status, your socioeconomic status, everything that comes in only 10%. And what else? What else we are having there? Here you can see the 40% of here what we do, the behavior, how we think, the behavior and your cognition, that who determines your positive emotions. If you think that good thing will come to your mind, come to your life, that will come. So your perception, your sensation, and your behavior, that determines your 40%. Here we are having the control. But many people, what we are thinking, even I can say that nearly 4 to 5 years back, I too thought that other people are responsible for our happiness, our positive emotions, but their role is only 10%. And see here, the 40% we are having the control, but these 50 we are not having any control. The parents only having the control. But these 40 we can able to play an important role. We can change our behavior, particular behavior which is desirable to others, and we feel more comfortable. When you exhibit the same thing and someone they reciprocate. And the thinking, as I said in the beginning itself, when you have the negative thinking, you will not have the positive emotions. So we just remove that negative emotion and replace with that positive emotions. So now you are very clear about it. I hope you are very clear about it. Your emotions not in the hands of other persons. If you say that you are not having that awareness about it, if it is only 10%, only very meager amount, other persons, they have money and the other members are having influence, the environment. But 40% it is in your hand. You have to make a decision. Yes, I have to be happy. Okay. And how many theories are there talking about positive emotions? There are a number of theories are there. But I'm going to consolidate only 7 theories. See here. Broad and build theory. I will tell you what is broad and build theory. As I said, Barbara Fredrickson. She is the one who has done a research on 3 decades on positive emotions. And I will ask you one person. Ranjani, are you there?
Sir.
Okay. Can I ask a question now?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can able to hear you. Can you please tell me how was the day today, from the morning onwards?
Actually, it was kind of hectic for me. As I was
Okay.
new to this job, I was meeting some 70 students for the first time. I
Okay.
was kind of,
Okay.
I would say I was kind of,
So over workload you experienced?
hello, sir. So what's up? Can you repeat?
Yeah. I think you had an workload, your heavy workload today you had experience.
Yeah, because it was too new for me.
Okay. Then I will tell you. And I will ask one more example and then I will come back to you. Yes, Sangeeta.
Okay.
Sangeeta, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you please tell me how is your experience today?
I was enjoyed my day. I was feeling happy because I am with my office friends in an outing. So it was a joyful day, you can say.
Great. And I will tell you, ma'am, for here we are having the 2 kind of experiences. And these things not because of your in between or in the beginning. I will tell you that she is the one who has done a research, as I said, broad and build theory. In the day, the first day, when you are getting up from your bed, if you had a positive emotion, that will like a ripple effect. Upward spiral it will come. One small positive energy, if you got it in the first day, and the whole day we feel more comfortable. That is our understanding. On the same way, when we have something, the negative influence in the very first day, first itself. When you get up from your bed and someone is scolding you, and the whole day will be disastrous. And building, broad and building, it is a downward spiral. We may add on one negative incident in the day one. We may thought it is only one, but that has a huge impact on attracting all the negative emotions. That is why what she is saying that when you may decide to get up from a bed, close your eyes and think about it. Say that positive affirmation about yourself. Today will be a good day. Nothing will distract me, and I'm having the confidence I can able to manage. So these kind of words we have to say at least 5 positive affirmations, and that thing will broaden our whole day. Happiness, the positive emotions will be built up. And interesting thing. And the theory, it is about the he's in USA only, but he's a Japanese researcher. He said that, for example, we may like something. Okay, some of you we may enjoy that very close to nature.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, sir. Please.
In the first one, broaden and build theory, what I understand is like what you say is when you get up in the morning, say to ourselves, this is going to be a good day, it's going to be a successful day. Is it not creating something kind of illusion, like that the result is not going to be in our hand, the day can go in any direction.
Sir, that's
so,
why I'm giving that. Yeah, I think I think your question is logically good, but I can give that one of the factors we were discussed, the factors influencing our emotion. As I said, our perception, our behavior, that determines 40%. Environment not doesn't anything, sir. I'll tell you. See, the same situation, one person feel more happy, another person not feeling happy. Why?
Attitude, the way they look at
Yes, that is the thing. You want to try to say that it is not because of that situation, it is because of what we are perceiving. When you start the day with that positive perception, and that day will be changed for the particular person. And one more thing, and she said that how she is internalizing that positive affirmation, it is very important. And if I have a thought that it will not make any change, and if I have the positive affirmation, it will not have any impact. It will not attract the positive energy, sir. So that is a study, and I will focus on that in the coming slide. We are having few more slides regarding the Gordon-Bell theory, and you will get a clear thought about it, sir. And we will move on to the flow theory. And flow theory is about something. We may like some of the activities. Some people, they like to walk in nature. Some people, they like to playing with kids. And flow is something, for example, we forget about ourselves and we will totally committed to the particular activity what we are doing. That we can say flow theory. And that time we experience positive emotions. We are totally immersed. We may forget about it, who we are. And such experiences, it is very rarely experienced. I can say, he also said that. Even in your life, you take about it in your, when you do the particular activity, whether we are fully involved in that activity, I can say that many of us not doing that. It is because we are not having the 200% focus on that particular activity. And when we do that, the positive emotions will influence us to get the experience of flow. And hope theory is a very recent theory. And by the Snyder, he said that we must have, yes, the reality therapy will say that, okay, what is there, that will come. In the name of, they will say that fate. Yes, but you can able to change that hope. When you have that hope about your life, and you can able to make a change. And psychological well-being by Rick and Case. And when you look at that psychological well-being questionnaire, which is very, very popular questionnaire, still now it is available free of cost. We can take the questionnaire, we can able to know that whether we are good at in your psychological component or not. And please let me know at the end of my presentation. I will share you that questionnaire. You can take up the test and you can self-assess yourself, and you can if you feel that someone is not good at it, you can inform them, they can take the test. And self-determination theory by Deci and Ryan. And self-determination is we focus on other person most of the time. Generally, when you take any person, we focus on other person, what they may think about it, what I have to do for them, and I'm here for others. Yes, I accept it. How much time we are spending for our self-development? How much time we are introspecting ourselves? How we are determining to improve ourselves? Self-compassion, self-love. So these components will be talking about self-determination theory. And strength theory with Martin Seligman, Lindley, and Peterson. And they study that our personal strength. I will tell you one of the component. You all know the DSM. Can you please tell me what do you mean by DSM? DSM. Especially those who are in the field of psychology, they may be aware about it.
Diagnostic Statistical Manual.
Very good. Diagnostic Statistical Manual for mental disorders. If there is anything, what is the main aim of that DSM is to identify the different disorders. If there is any manual is there to identify the potential or virtues or strength of an individual? Yeah, I'm asking you. For identifying the disease and disorder, we are having that manual. Even ICD, DSM we are having. If there is any manual is there to identify my strength and your strength, and our virtues, our qualities, our potentials, if there is any manual is there? Yes, there is no such a manual. So they made an attempt. These three persons made an attempt to create a manual. They said that in a given time, 20% of people are having that problem and disease and disorder in a particular time. 80% of people are not having, they are having the potential. Why don't we focus on identifying their strength, their potential, and their abilities? How we can nurture those components. And they created that we can say that SV, strength, virtues. That 24 strength and then 6 virtues they identified. That is an initial stage. I can say that initial stage. Now, when you name it a mood disorder, it will come around 12 to 13 mood disorders. But here they identified only 6 and 24. But later, I hope that this manual may be refined, and in future, maybe in another few researchers, even if you have joined with a hand with them, we can able to create more strength and virtues we can develop. So that's talking about strength theory. how we can identify the strength component, how we can nurture. For example, I'm having a particular strength. In that strength, if I'm a connectedness, if my connectedness is very average level, how I can improve my connectedness? What are the strategies are there? It is talking about like the other person, what is the disease, what is the cause for that, how we can solve the problem. Here, they will identify the strength, how we can measure, what are the factors that is responsible for the particular strength, and how we can improve the strength. How we can improve the strength. It is an amazing theory by Peterson and Seligman. And the manual, it is there free of cost only. It is there in the link. I will do share with psychological well-being test as well as strength theory. And finally, now we are having that workshop on Pharma V. Now we are here in the Pharma V. Martin Seligman idea only. Pharma vitality was later added. When he was proposed in the beginning, he never had an idea about vitality. He said that positive emotions, engagement, relationship, meaning, and achievement and accomplishment. These were the 5 important components. Later, it was added vitality. And when you look at that well-being model, he said that holistic well-being. What is well-being? Not free from disease. No. It is an empowerment of physical, emotional, social, and cognitive component. You must be very good in these components. Cognitively, you must be strong. Emotionally, you must be strong. Physically, you must be strong. And socially, also strong. And these are 4 important components. That he said that holistic well-being. That can be achieved. How we can achieve holistic well-being? Martin Seligman said that, yes, there are ways are there. As I said, some people by trial and error, by doing it, they may have that well-being by practice. And many people, they may not know, and that's why they are not practicing it. But they found out that these are the strategies. When you have these things, and you can make a change. Okay. So I hope you are very clear about that. The different theories which is talking about importance of positive emotions. And she is the one, as I said now, who has done 3 decades of research on only positive emotions. Actually, most of us, we will say the Martin Seligman is the father of positive psychology, but I can say she is the father of psychology. Before him, before Martin Seligman, she has attempted to explore that positive emotions in our life and how the positive emotions and its experience has huge impact on our life. So that was her research, and she has done and published. Only thing is, and her researches were accumulated and published at later stages. But Martin Seligman was very popular because he is a writer and he can able to reach more people. That way only he was popular. But before him, I can say when we do the review of literature, we come to know that she is the one who was called as the father of positive psychologist, as per my understanding. Okay, what she is saying that. What do you mean by positive emotions according to her? See, when we ask a person, what do you mean by positive emotion? Generally, you will hear the term happiness. Generally, if you take any layman, they will say that happiness is a positive emotion. But there are many ranges of positive emotions out there. Many ranges. I would like to admit that I never thought that interest and inspiration will come under positive emotion. I thought the interest is something. But she is the one who come up with that serenity, inspiration, amusement, the hope in our life, interest, joy, love, compassion, gratitude, and pride. And these components are positive emotions. She is the one, she distinguished these positive emotions. And she said that among all the positive emotions, the one emotion is the mother of all the positive emotions. Can you please guess anyone? Here you can see that serenity, inspiration, amusement, hope, interest, joy, love, passion, gratitude, and pride. I will tell you what is the meaning of it. Can anyone please tell me, among these 10 core emotions, 10 positive core emotions, which emotion is very important according to Father of Fredrickson or according to you? Yes. So Muthu sir, name it. According to you, which emotion is very important for you?
So actually, we can't separate.
No, according to you. I'm saying that according to you.
So something to me is gratitude, sir.
Okay, gratitude. Okay, good, Chandra.
Serenity.
Serenity. Okay.
Hope, sir.
Hope,
Hope.
sir.
Yes.
Hope, sir.
Hope, sir.
Hope. Okay. Sulochana ma'am. Okay. Sangeeta ma'am.
Two hopes, sir. Two people said hope.
Oh. Well, I will tell you that according to Barbara Fredrickson, gratitude is the mother of all the positive emotions.
Eh,
Okay, I think the credit goes to Chandra. Why she said that gratitude is the mother of all the positive emotions? Because
sir, I will become the sister, sir, now.
yes. The reason is many of us we don't have the benefit out of practicing gratitude in our life. And I will tell you, you just introspect, close your eyes and introspect. Did you greeted anybody else from the morning to now? If so, how many people? You may make many people, am I right? From the morning to right now, till now. How many people you greeted or expressed your gratitude? Yes. I can say that.
Sir, I expressed gratitude today to my kids, sir, because
Okay.
for attending the session, I asked them to handle by themselves. So they were
Very good.
doing good at it. So I said, thank you both for being like that.
Yeah, very good, Chandra. I think you are doing very good practice. I would like to say that even I'm not realized that the importance of gratitude I never practiced. But now I know that the benefit out of gratitude, I think it is an amazing. I will tell you. Gratitude has two important components. One is about thanking the people for the help you received. That is the first component of gratitude. And second one is very important, appreciating and recognizing good quality in others and yours. One is, for example, I received a help from somebody else. Okay, you received a help from me, or if I received help from you, I have to thank you. That is mandatory. Second component of gratitude is we have to appreciate or recognize good quality in others as well as self. These two are component of gratitude. And now tell me, have you recognized any good qualities or appreciated yourself? For example, said, yeah, you have done good. Have you done that?
Sir, I'm not clear about the second thing, sir. Can you explain again, sir?
Yes, Dr. Chandra. For example, gratitude has a two important component. Generally, when you take the term, and many of us we believe that gratitude is about thanking the people who given support or helped us in a difficult situation. That is a thought many of them are having. But actually, gratitude is on two components. One is about that thanking others. Second one is recognizing and appreciating others for the good thing they are having, as well as the self. For example, I'm having the good quality. I have to appreciate myself. Yes, Suresh, you have done good. And I have to recognize that, okay, you are good in that particular component, and then I have to say to myself. And these also comes under gratitude. And second,
Okay,
I can say that even many people, they may not aware about it, it comes under gratitude. And I hope I will tell you, when you express gratitude, expressing gratitude alone, we are having that many gratitude practices are there. I will share you the presentation. Amazing presentations are there. For example, you can write a letter, you can say orally, and you can appreciate, smile the person, just smile. When you look at the person, just smile. That is also gratitude. And many times we miss out that. Okay. So there is a thought that, as I said, the fact is genetic is on only, some extent only, but remaining it is on other components. In the beginning itself, I told, she is a pioneer. Is a pioneer in the field of research positive emotions. And she said that flourishing or it is a concept related to the flow, the concept said by Magele. She said that flourishing means attaining the maximum potential in our life, attaining maximum happiness, attaining something good in our life that can be experienced only if you have all the positive emotions and support you, and if you have experience, then you'll have the flourishing. You see some people and the faces are more glorious in nature. Like you can take the goddess. When you look at the face itself, they are very, very charming, am I right? Some people, when you look at them, they are very charming. It is because they are experiencing more and more positive emotions. More and more positive emotions. It's not only for them, even Jesus Christ, Buddha, and all goddess, you can see there is one ring-like structure will be there, the back leg, flourishing. And that also, we human beings also can attain that transcendence. That can be attained only if we are utilizing, when we practicing positive emotions in a right time, and that will give us flourishing. And it not only, as you said, no, when the room is very dark, when we light the room, and the darkness will go, the lighting, the room will be very bright. When the many people, including me, we have many negative thoughts are there. When you light up positive emotions, these negative thoughts will go. And that is the thing he said, that broad and build. What you have, when you have that 10 positive emotions and 2 negative emotions, then which one is dominant? Positive emotions are dominant. It will fight and throw away the negative emotions. Just think about, you are having 10 negative emotions and only 1 positive emotion. Think about it in a day. Just introspect how many times we are focusing on positive emotions in our life. Many a time we focusing on negative emotions. It's not, as he said, that it is not because of that the culture. It is because we may not aware about the importance of positive emotions. So the fear-inducing components are negative emotions. We giving focus on negative emotions. What we focus in that beginning day, that will broaden and build. When you have the positive emotions in the first hand, someone is saying, appreciating you. See, tea is amazing, and that day will be very amazing. In the same way, the negative emotions, if we are starting with the negative component, the whole day will be very negative. And and the positive emotions we can explore and we can integrate, we can visualize that the future success, and that will broaden, and you can make these things as an habit for your thinking. Instead of focusing on only negative component, you have to focus on the positive things also. And as I said, if we can remember the 10 core skills, gratitude, serenity, interest, hope, pride, amusement, inspiration, awfulness, love, and joy. So these are the 10 core positive emotions according to here you can see what are the benefit of these 10 core positive emotions. And social bond will be very high when you practice more gratitude, and then other people will believe that yes, this person is more reliable, and then it will give an the holistic idea about the positive emotions. Okay, just I will move on to the next one. You can here to see how the positive emotions are built and transformed. For example, joy, love, contentment, the positive emotions. It will expand your thought and your actions. It will build physically, mentally, and social resources. You will transform into that whatever the thing you want. The same thing. The positive emotions will be the thought, building that the personal resources, the resilience and skill and knowledge, and enhance our health, survival, fulfillment, and it will again ripple effect. It will come back and cycle again. See here. When you have the positive emotions, it builds, what are the things it will build? It's socially, physically, intellectually, and psychologically strong. The holistic wellness, holistic well-being we can build. And as he said, the upward spiral and the downward spiral. You see the boredom. If you start with the boredom and the pessimistic, frustrated, disappointed, doubt, worry, that downward spiral will be very high. But at the same time, you take that positive component, contentment, hopefulness, optimistic, believe positive thing, and it will be upward spiral. We have to start the day with that upward spiral. And here you can see the catalyst and when the person is very joy, just imagine joy. What kind of, they are mostly playful in nature. You just think about it. You feel bright, you feel light, and you spread that joy to other person who are, for example, when you touch other person, they will get positivity. When you are joy, and we will see that most of our child is will come up, and you feel more ease and more relaxed. You may not have that more stress in your that time. And prideness also, it is another catalyst. All the positive emotions are catalyst. For example, if I feel very gloomy, if I feel very tired, if I take a stimulant caffeine, it will stimulate. It is stimulate me to be active. It will activate my neurotransmitters. The dopamine will be secreted. Okay, so these positive emotions are catalysts that will make a huge change in our thought process, our behavior, and our emotions. And here the persons are what if you are more if you express gratitude, you be creative in giving. A different way you will give. Not think about that saving the money. If you have more interest, you will explore different places. If you have the fitness, you will dream big. I want to be next level. You love, and you can see all the other components will be there. And here are the examples for positive and negative emotion. And as I said, we should not focus on negative. We have to focus on the positive emotions. We'll move on to the next one, the flow theory. See, the flow area, the boredom and anxiety, the flow, the focus, we have to focus only on. There are disturbances will be there in your environment. We focus on that, what we want to be here. We are here in the session to know something new for our life. And with that information, we can utilize for our self-development and for the family members and friends and the society. If we focus the flow. And the flow state, you can see that it is away from, it is there. It doesn't mean that it's not existing. Anxiety is there, boredom is there, even though we are focusing on that, but we can say flow state. See. And finally, we are the Burma V model. Seligman, he is the person. You all know that positive emotions here. The right balance of positivity that built our resilience. Resilience means hoping that hardship in our life. No one can say that I will not have any hardship in my life. I will not have any problem in my life. No. Definitely, we will face problem and conflict. But how we can overcome that problem? How we can overcome that conflict? That can be done by using the positive emotions. And these theories of learned optimism, that is a concept. What is learned helplessness model? It is an opposite to that. Learned helplessness is a learned optimism. First, I will tell you what is meant by learned helplessness. We all know that the elephant calf will be tied in a rope, chain rope. So when it is little one, it cannot move. When you try to move, and the wound will come in that leg. Okay, so that elephant will not try to break the chain when it was little. Even though it is a very big one and it can able to move little bit, it will break the chain. But it will not try because learned helplessness. Likewise, many of us in our mentally we feel that, oh, no, we cannot able to do that. We are not having any ability. We are not having any potential. These kind of thoughts are more in our mind. That we can say that learned helplessness. Learned optimism is something, say that, see, if you think about that, most of the negative thoughts you are having, and when you take that reality, it is an only very limited percentage of reality. Unless if you are having that ESP power, extra sensory perception. If you are not having that ESP, and it will not come to your life. If many of the time we are aware about it, it will not affect our compound, and we are giving much importance. And promise. Promise. Yeah, I'm sorry for interruption. And I will quote some of the positive effect of positive emotions. Here are the study, as I said, the prediction, along with other people in the year 2003. What they found that increasing positive emotions will help us to build our physical structure, physical body, physical strength, intellectual, cognitive ability, and social bond between others and psychological resources. Calmness, everything will be built. When you increase your positive emotions in your life, that will build this four. And I study by two different persons. When you experience positive emotion, okay, what it can do, it will remove the negative emotions, the effect of negative emotions. When we experience positive emotion, it undo that effect of negative emotions. Not only that, it improves our or promotes or increases our resilience. Resilience is the skill, we can say that, bouncing back to the normal. It is a vigor or grit, we can say that. It is our vigor, gritness. And positive emotions increase that lifespan of an individual. It is not a one person. There are many people. When you look at that person who are having the lifespan, higher the lifespan, they are done most of the time, they are done positive emotions in their life, longer lifespan. And you all know that psychosocial development by Erik Erikson. What is the last stage? Anyone? Please let me know. Last stage of psychosocial development by Erik Erikson. There are 8 stages. Are there? Am I right? Trust versus mistrust. The last stage. Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is the last stage
Yes,
of
sir.
Erik Erikson, sir?
Sir, it is integrity versus despair.
Integrity versus despair. So integrity means the person who had a positive emotion. For example, when I'm retired, when I'm thinking, if I'm idle in my home, if I integrate what good thing I have done in my life, what are the good things happen in my life? Despair is something, I'm not having any such a thing, and I feel that something self-blaming will be there. I have not done good thing for myself, for others, no one is supporting me, and that we can say despair. Positive emotions means integrity. That's why their lifespans are increasing. And the positive emotions can broaden our cognition. Cognition means we can able to solve the problem, we can make right decisions, and we can able to logically make reasoning. Or reasoning will be good, and they will show that appropriate behavior. Because we know that when you want to get through something through your supervisors, and you know that when you experience the positive emotion, you know that how to approach the person and how to exhibit that particular emotion to the person. And that increases, especially for employee well-being. As I said in the beginning, nowadays almost all the corporate companies are asking to have this training, positive emotion, emotional intelligence, and Perma-B training are mandatory. They made it because they know that it increases well-being of the people in workplace. Not only that, increases the performance and productivity among the employees, and it reduces the negative emotions. If it is reduces, there is a low level of conflict, less conflict among the members. In another study, the positive emotion state, it helps us to recover from the illness or disease very quickly, like for common cold. The person, for example, if you experiencing positive emotions, it boosts your immunity and you can quickly come out from that illness. If a normal person who can recover from the illness, it is in 10 days, and the person who is experiencing positive emotions, they can come to that normalcy in 7 days. You can able to overcome your stress and heart diseases. And many leaders, when you look at the leaders, those are having more positivity, they are having more followers. They are having more followers. Excuse me. Yes. And if you are a leader, if you want more followers, you must have the positive emotions. If you have the negative emotions, and that time for the power, they may be with you. But once after that, they will not be with us. And I think I just recap that. I just introduced about what is emotion, what is positive emotions, what are the different positive emotion theories are there, and what are the factors that is very important influence on positive emotions, and what are the studies which were supported that importance of practicing positive emotions. I given that. Now I'm going to give on strategies to develop positive emotions. Strategies, okay, here. And you have to distract yourself when you are having the negative emotions. You have to distract. Okay, stay busy. There is one word is there. Lonely mind is playground for devils. Okay, that time there are unwanted things will come in our life. What you can do? Stay busy. You do hobbies, you can gardening, something you can do that. Concentrate on somewhat anything. It may be anything. Think about that. You may have that daydreaming about putting about how you are going to overcome, not about that bad thing. Think about that. How good thing will happen in your life. You can watch television shows and volunteering and helping other people is the first strategy you can adopt. Okay. And next one is self-reward. When you ask yourself whether you are appreciating yourself, and many of us we won't do that. As you said, gratitude. See, when you found that, do yourself. When you like something, you can do that activity. Listen music. Have more socialization with other members. Okay, if you like sweets, and then you can eat it. Another one is venting out our feeling. Venting out feeling. Don't keep all the unwanted things and keep in your mind. Share to someone close to the person. If you don't believe that person, you can share with them. If you have that religious belief, faith toward God, you can share with them. Let off the steam. Don't pressure everything, anger and everything. Just release it, vent out, and that itself. There are a few people are saying that in every day you must have a 5 minutes for worry time. For all the day, whatever the things happen, you sit in a 5 minutes, you worry for that, everything happens. When you come out from that place, you do not have that worry about anything. And you have to express your feelings at right moment and right time. Tell about the people what kind of feeling you are having. Now you feel that okay, I'm good. Someone is irritating, you say them. What you are making is irritating. But actually, you will not do that. Can you please don't do that? See, if you don't say that, and someone is doing that, it may be irritating to you, and you will have that all the negativity. And you can vent out your feelings in a paper. You can write it. And if it is on positive, you can keep it. If it is on negative, just tear off and burn it. Repress. And the negative emotions need to be suppressed. Positive emotions, you can allow them flourish. Negative weeds are there, you can remove it. You can just cut down. Inhibit that expression. Actively, forcefully forget that you are worried. Just forget you feel that you are happy.
Sir, one doubt in the fourth slide, repress.
Yeah.
What I understood, I've been attending, like even today, I was attending one webinar by Subhashri, Madam, Dr. Subhashri.
Okay.
This last 3-4 weeks from Tamil Nadu College of Engineering is organizing a series of stress management related lectures. So in that, it is told, when Dr. Paul Sushil, he told repressing is not a good method because it leads to somatizing. That is, if I had anger, if I try to suppress it by mood changing technique, etc., it will get absorbed into myself.
See here, yeah. Given the points, you need not to repress others. Vent out all the feelings. I given that third point, sir. Here, something you cannot be able to share with anybody else. For example, something for negativity or for abuse and something you cannot be able to do that. For that alone, you can do this. Not for all.
For that one method, I found, not found, it is there in the scriptures. Like you speak to the God, like say, to the Almighty, the faith, like to your faith. Say that these all happened. Please forgive me, or please lead kindly light, etc. I
Yeah.
found the way. Most
Yeah,
of the time.
that's very good idea, sir. Definitely we can use it. But as I said, now these are the techniques we can take, not all the thing. But for example, we may be more comfortable with the self-reward or seeking distraction. We can take any one of the method. May not be all the techniques, sir. When we feel which method is more comfortable, we can put at it. We can do that. Otherwise, we feel that approach is not good. We need not to take it. Just leave it. No. And another one is thinking positively. I think many studies are there that they say that we have to focus on positivity and we have to give attention to that. Only positive things, anticipate only positive things. And here it is about the reality therapy. And sometimes that there is one quarrel is there. When you have that any problem, துன்பம் வரும் வேளையில் சிரிக்கவும். Which means when we have the problem, we have to laugh over it. Just feel that okay, nothing is. That is the way we can do that. When we have the unwanted incidences, conflict, and trauma, and what you can do that you can just laugh about it, just overcome. Try to some of the strategy you can adapt. And relaxation, the progressive muscle relaxation you can take. Stress management activities, you can stretching exercise, you can do that. Okay, some of the stretching exercise, breathing exercise, and when you do the exercise for until you are sweating and you feel more comfortable, you can take any one of the method. Refreshment, and mostly they are taking that, you're asking them to take bath in water, cold water, and I think we have to reduce the demand. We have the normal human being, how we can able to do that, not more from that. You just cut down that unwanted components in your thing. Say no, be assertive. Don't take more and more works in your thing. That will spoil our mood, existing mood. And withdraw from that. Don't be lonely. And sometimes we have to be connected with other persons. To some extent, the persons are responsible for that problem or negative emotion. We have to be lonely. Okay. And we feel that sometimes for our personal time we need. We just take about and then follow that personal time. When you have that anger towards somebody else, don't make an eye contact with the person. Okay. And stay in a calm place. As I said, some people are eliminating or they will say about negative things. Whatever we do, that they will say that, okay, you are a useless person, you are the person responsible for that. When we know that person, we have to be stay from that. Energy trainers, we can say. Take a rest, like relaxation, take a break and sleep little bit of time and relax yourself. Energize. There are many things. Exercise is the best thing, and nutritious and diet food item also increase. Coffee and taking beverages will help to improve your energy. Social support. These are the strategy you can adapt. When you have the more number of friends and you feel more positive, someone in the group, if it is an positive, that is an effect. It's like a ripple effect, and the person will make all the person will be happy. Okay, be reasonable. Logically, we have to make a decision. We have to understand that whether the worry will definitely come. As I said, there are many negative things will not come in our life. So just understand that. Analyze the situation, whether our mood is permanent. Will it be, if you are sad, will it be for 24 into 7 into 365 days? Will be that? No, it will not be that. We have to track a mode. When we are getting more anxious, we can able to find out the root cause for that, and we can overcome from that. And you can use some smartwatches for biofeedback that will come to know that you are not feeling good, means heart palpitation, means that you can able to change the situations, transform, just actually involve in that creative. It may be writing or you express your mood into writing or drawings, and experience that feelings. Accept and appreciate that feeling, what we are having, the mood we are having, and detach from that unwanted thing For that, what you can do that there are many unwanted things will come. Mindfulness exercise, meditation and mindfulness exercise are actively participating in spiritual and religious activities that will just stay unwanted things will not be close to us. These are the 20 strategies focused. I think seek distraction, self-reward, and these are the strategies already suggested. As we said, we can take any one of the strategies. Need not to be. We have to take that only one strategy, or all the strategies, which you feel that the particular strategies are more comfortable, and then we can take. And these research done by the person who listed out all these 20 strategies, we can develop positive emotions. And some of the strategy, as we said, that repress, and we can see that withdrawal, embrace, and these are the things that is unique to some people, and for others you can take any of the major strategy which you feel that more comfortable. You can take any 5 or 6, and we feel that that can be useful for you, and we can practice it for having that more positive emotions. The quote given by she said that when we have that positive emotions in a day, when we begin a day with a positive emotion, the whole day will be more positive. And when we are having more and more positive, and we will be flourishing, and we will shine in that area. So with that note, I can stop here. Thank you so much for listening. And as I said, I will share that the material related to that content. You can check in your WhatsApp group for psychological well-being, how you can identify the positive emotions, and what are the strategies you can adapt for to improve the positive emotions. These slides you can get it in your. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr.
Thank you, sir. It was a very well done presentation, sir. And I have listened to your sessions on positive emotions, but this time I felt really new with lots of learnings for my side. And I hope also the participants would have benefited of their perspective of viewing positive emotions and generally on other emotions too. So now the participants, if you have any questions, you are allowed to ask to Suresh sir now, and we can have a small discussion and then we can wind up. Or your feedbacks to today's session, something you have to speak.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, the sir's session was very nice and wonderful and very clear and crisp. I just only wanted to ask one thing. As you said, you have to be suppress your negative emotions. So that what time if you're feeling very negative or aloof or loneliness something. So exactly at the current time you said ki you do the practice like the breathing exercise and whatever the strategies you explained. But that particular moment, what should we can do? Suppose after the session also sometimes we feel negative after this client session. Sometimes as a
Yes.
counselor, I'm just asking.
Yes. See, I think these things will happen. Many of the counselors, even for me also, I had the same kind of experience. What I can say that
Yeah.
we have to give space for a breathing phase. What I will do generally, I will take a walk in the nature. These are the strategy I will do. And another one is I will focus on that, not focus on that previous person. I will focus on that other person, the next person, next client. What I can able to do that. So this is the strategy I can do that. Some of the I can say that in one incident when I was hearing from my client, I couldn't sleep for 3 days. The traumatic experience of her when she was narrating, I internalized, and then I couldn't bear the pain she had. These kind of things will come, and we need to by these are the 2 strategies I will take for my that will help you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sangeeta ma'am, I also have got to say something about what Sir said now. Personally, after learning all the strategies and techniques, to keep ourselves away from negative things, I also found that getting out of that place and seeing something different helps better. Because, when you stay inside the house or inside the office, the things that you see in regular keeps you reminding of what has happened to you in that area.
Yeah.
So when you just go out, what I do is just go out of the house, go on walking, see to people on the road, stare at buildings, totally your mind will be out of what you had in the past. So after 10 minutes, when you come back, whatever you have seen on the road will get stuck up in your mind. It's like just reviewing and speaking it again. And when you see a new person again, you should feel better. I completely agree, and that worked even to me. That's what I wanted to share with you regarding staying away from negative thoughts.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Because
Thanks for sharing.
even if I try to sleep also, sir, that comes in my mind.
Yeah. Too. I also tried for the sleep and all, but it's not affecting.
Comes.
So maybe,
Actually,
yeah.
move out of the place, ma'am. That really helps. Don't stay
Okay.
in the same
Yeah.
place. Just move out of that place. Even if it is in the house, change the room. Do something else. That would help better.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
So, ma'am, have you wanted to say something?
தேங்க்யூ சார். ரொம்ப இந்த செஷன் நல்லா இருந்தது. தேங்க்யூ. ஓகே சார்.
So I think Suresh sir was
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, I
that's
have
all.
Yes.
one small clarification.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is with respect to my parents. Like my father is around 83 years old, my mother is around 74, 75. Like one is whatever, after listening to these sessions for the last 4 days, for this fourth session and many other lectures, I feel there is a lots of need for me to change my approach, especially
Yes.
this positive energy, positive emotions. I need to change. Will it be possible to bring in these changes by people at a very old age also?
Yes, sir. At any time we can, sir. Only thing we have to, sir, I would like to tell you that there are many of us, we are not having that awareness about what is right. When we are not aware about it, what we are doing, we thought that it is not right. When we know that scientifically these are the strategies are right, then we can, at any time we can change. We can come forward and we can change. It is good for our health, sir.
So it's if we are able to make them realize
Yes. Yes.
the need without interfering, without disturbing their settled life, then I think it will make a.
True. Sir, in counseling, what we will do, sir, in generally, we will facilitate only. We'll say them there are two things are there. Which one you feel more comfortable, we can take. Good and bad thing is that we have to take which one is best for us. The learned helplessness and learned optimism, that plays an important role. Many of us learned helplessness, something we will not take any new initiative. We feel more comfortable. We don't want to break the chain we already had.
The comfort zone.
Yes.
So one more thing before signing off. Is it like I require something desperate, something seriously with like I'm facing difficult problems with my parents, aging parents. Is there any good counseling centers in Namakkal town? By chance, if you know, or Dr. Chandralus may give me the information.
Sir, Namakkal, I think that is an as per my knowledge, I think Mr. Periyasamy is the only person I know there who can able to help you. I'll let you know. I'll get a contact and then I'll share with her.
It will be great.
Yes. Yes, Doctor.
Suresh sir and Muthu sir, I have something to tell. If you let me, I will just share.
Yes.
Sir, I'm not really old enough to suggest something for an elderly parent. But what I feel is, in this world, there is nothing common that is good. That is nothing common that is bad. That is nothing like right or wrong, sir. For example, sleeping for 8 hours is really good for health. But some people need more sleep because of their, mental discomfort. So we can't say that sleeping for 12 hours is a mistake. So what I personally feel is like, if you can talk to them and if you can ask to them what they really want to do now, and if it is not going to be harmful to them or to others, then you can go for it, sir. That will really give a good relief for them. You understand, sir, what I mean? You might
Yes.
think that is not good for them, but personally, in their older age, they feel they want to do something. If it's not going to be harmful to them, I think we have to take it forward and do it for them. So good or bad, right or wrong, depends on the person and the situation. If it's not going to harm self or others, I think you can go for it, sir. Just try with that. Simple things. You know, taking for an evening walk or talking to them, or let them talk for hours and just listening to them, that will really heal them and they'll make them feel more happy. You know, older people keep repeating the same things, sir. Even that happens in my own family. They'll call up in the phone and they'll talk something in the morning, and in the evening also they'll call up and tell the same thing only. But I never said so far, maybe I don't know how I will react in the future, but I never said that you have already told me this. I keep saying yes, 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 you know. So after a while, they feel it's an yes. They will relieve it. So what we all need is more of love and some patience, sir. That will really keep them happy. This is what I am trying. I just thought of sharing this with you, and I hope that will help. And as you asked to Suresh, sir, we will ask also the other friends of us and let you know that if there is someone really going to help you at Namakkal, sir.
So thank you, Dr. Chandra. Thank you, sir, Suresh sir. Actually,
Suresh, sir,
this-
kindly
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong anywhere, please. I'm just sharing what I'm feeling. Muthu, sir, you can talk now.
I would say this Parmavi program has come in the right time, because I was in a in a jungle, not knowing which direction to go, what to do. So this the 3 sessions last week and today session and the next 2 session will help me a lot. It given me some. It has given me a path. It has shown me the light. So that's what I would say. It is a really wonderful program. Though it is short, it is very it is really, it makes meaning in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh, sir, and thank you, Muthu, sir. Thank you, everyone here. Sir, besides your busy schedule, you're able to spend some time with us to talk on positive things. So thank you for sharing, sir. It will be a nice learning for all our lives. Thank you, sir. See you all tomorrow again, the same time in another session on accomplishment.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.